Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here. Today I am really wanting to play with these cute little paper bags. I call them lolly bags that I received recently in Happy Mail from the lovely Pauline. Lolly bags because traditionally growing up as a child here in New Zealand, this is what the lolly mixtures came in. So there would be, you used to buy 20-cent mixtures, 50-cent mixtures, or if you were really extravagant and lucky, you could buy a dollar mixture. Well, now pretty much you can't get anything really for even $1 and as a mixture. They still do them, but fewer places do them, whereas they used to be available at every dairy and takeaway place used to buy these lolly mixtures. And one of my first jobs was working in a takeaway place, you know, doing fish and chips and burgers and stuff. And one of the jobs I used to love getting to do was to make up the lolly bags. So you had your all array of your lollies and you had your set value and you knew how much each individual lolly was worth because each lolly was a different price. And doing different mixtures into your, whether you were doing a 50-cent mixture or a dollar mixture, whatever it was, sort of making up the different sets of lollies into the bags. I used to love doing it. It really, like, it was colourful, it was fun, they smelt good, and it was just a really enjoyable part of that job. I didn't get to do it a lot, but when I did get to do it, I enjoyed it. So I thought, I'm going to play with these bags because they make cute little pockets. Like, just glue it on a page and you've got a great pocket. Pauline also sent me these wonderful neutral tissue papers, which are just lovely. And then I've grabbed out a pile of napkin scraps. Some of these are ones, well, most of them are ones that I've been sent. Oops, I've obviously cut something out of the middle of that. Hopefully we can work around that. And I've cut into the other side as well. Let's just tear off that bit because it's not going to be any use. This one I know I picked up at a second-hand store, I think. And then I've got some that Selena sent me. And then this one is just a scrap out of my ones that I already had. I do have more. I've got more that people sent me, but I was just like, I don't want too many because it's going to get too overwhelming, too confusing. I just wanted to keep it relatively small, so I know other people have sent me napkins, and I will play with those another day. So I'm just going to have a quick sip of my tea. This is my third video I'm recording today, so I need to make sure I stay hydrated because my voice is getting a bit dry with all the talking. Kind of think I need a new glue page. It's not too sticky, but I think I want a brand new one. I am going to use glue stick straight onto the bag and then stick the napkin on with the glue stick because it works really well for this type of project. And I want to see if I can use up some of these scraps, or at least use a good portion. Make the scraps smaller. So love these little boats here. I will need a water pen, I think, and I haven't filled it up. It's like, where's my other one? It's in a bag across the room, so we're going to have to just go with this one. Hopefully we won't need too much water for tearing the napkins. So I thought I'd just bring you along and we'd do a little bit of decorating with napkins, and we'll see how we go as to what we get done. Right, now do I want to lose part of that to get the yacht on, or do I want to bring it across? No, I think I'm going to go with the red boats. And oops, this is where the low level of water is going to work against me. Just going to do something like that, just drawing with my water brush to give me a place to tear it easily. I didn't carry it right through to the edge, so I'll just carefully tear that. I've done this recently in a video, so you've probably seen me do it if you have watched more than just this video. But in case anybody hasn't caught that video, water brush makes tearing the napkin where you want to tear it super easy. Right. I think I want a bit of book page under that. So I was going to just like blanket do a whole bunch of them just with a napkin, but I realised I can't do that because sometimes I want something underneath it. So let's tear this down. This bit I grabbed out is not big enough. So let's go for, this is a Spanish novel, or a novel in Spanish. Tear off the blank bits first. And there's no point just putting napkin down if I really want to add other things. I need to be sensible and just do the other things as well. But the decorating with labels, numbers, words, all that sort of thing, focal images if needed, will come after. If we have time, I might do some on the video. If not, well, it can wait for another day, or I'll do them off camera. Not sure yet. We'll just see how we get on. Right. So just want basically that blank area. So I'm going to go about there. Hopefully that's enough. Yep, looks good. And then we don't need all that side, of course, so we'll take that off. So how are you today, my friends? Having a fine day? I'm having a busy day. As I said, third video I've recorded today. I was like, I don't have to do a third video today. I could have just flagged it and done it tomorrow. But so I gave myself an option. I says I can not do it today and do 2 videos tomorrow, or I could push myself to do a third video today and then do 1 video tomorrow and then have the rest of the day at the computer. And so I decided I'm going to push myself to do the third video. So here I am. Okay. I think I'm just going to fold this bit around to the other side rather than tear it off. So putting glue stick all over that part. So I've got a little extra glue there, but that's okay. Where's that other glue page I tore off? Just going to bring that back. Since it's sticky on the other side. There we go. So this could be hinged. Doesn't necessarily need to be stuck fully down on a page, or it could be like a side tuck as well as the pocket. Multiple ways that you can deal with that. So I think that's super cute. I will distress these up later. Won't do that on camera or right now. Right, let's grab another one and another napkin. Just might work off the glue page for now. Let's use a bit of this tissue. Isn't it just gorgeous? Super pretty. How about we just have like a bit of that design? I think I can tear it with my ruler, given that it's tissue paper instead of napkin. Give this a tear at the top, give it a fun edge there. And I think I want to do a little peekaboo at the bottom as well, just for fun. How far do I need to take it? That's far enough. So I hope you enjoy this project. It might inspire you. If you don't have these wee bags, you can buy them. They're not terribly expensive. I think you can get like a pack of 50 at some shops for a couple of bucks. But if you don't have them, then you can use anything. You can make a pocket and then do this, or you could use a paper bag, any paper bag, like this is a paper bag, but you know, a brown paper bag or anything like that. Right, I think I want to ink the edges of this. I'll just do the inside edges, and the outside edge I'll catch when I ink the edge of the bag. Might pay to do this actually on my glue book, because I don't want to rip it if I go in too vigorously while I'm holding it. So just the torn edges is what I want to catch at the moment. I really need to do this, not on my glue book, because my sponge is going to get all gluey. Not my sponge. What am I talking about? My brush will get all gluey, and I don't think that would be particularly wise. So think about what I'm doing. Okay, do I want anything under it? Let's have a look at the book page. It's quite nice. I'm also wondering about music. I think I'm running low on music in my bag here of scraps, which is currently off screen. I think I need to grab out some new sheets, but let's see. That's not really going to do much, is it? Little scrap. Oh, what's this? Is this going to be big enough? Wow, not really. Yeah, I'm getting down to little scraps. I need to definitely grab out some bigger pieces, some full sheets, because I've got plenty. Just, yeah, got through my larger pieces that I have in my bag there. Right, do we want to do something with these? I think I'll just add a little bit. I don't know if I'll do the whole, like both gaps with music. Or whether I'll put it kind of like so it's above and below. Like that. Oops. Get our piece on there straight so we can visualize better. Oh, and yeah, up the right way might help. You know, I often don't worry about that, but like that was super obvious. Not sure that I'm overly fussed on it actually. Sometimes you've just got to try it and then be prepared to go, no, that's not really doing it for me. Let's try this interesting shaped bit. see if we like that better. I kind of do actually. I don't like how straight that top is though. And I also think it needs to be inked so I can see better. So see whether that makes a difference to how I like it. So yeah, busy old day. We've confirmed the days that hubby and I are going to be away on holiday in March, and unfortunately he didn't have the 3 weeks holiday available that we were hoping for, because he's ended up having to take some of that because of sickness last year. So we're having about 10 days, I think, and most of that we will be away in a holiday home, which is super lovely. And we've asked a couple of our friends to come and spend a night with us during that time, which would suit them, hopefully. They think it's okay, but they just need to wait closer to the time to check that there's nothing, because they run a business, so they need to make sure that, you know, there's the staff are all present, there's no short staff that they have to cover and that sort of thing. It gets tricky when you own a business, because if people fail you, you know, not because they mean to fail you, but because they get sick or something comes up, or, you know, all those types of things, the buck stops with you, and you've got to go in whether you like it or lump it, because it's your business. Otherwise you can't open. It's a cafe. So right, this tissue should be fine if I glue on it. It's a bit stronger than napkin. It's gonna be fine if I just glue straight onto it. And let's pop that right down the bottom, I think. Well, almost. It didn't quite make it to the bottom. So that will be lovely. It also means that I don't have to record so many videos ahead. Instead of like 3 weeks worth, I need to do roughly 10 days worth. So that's going to be slightly easier for me to do. There still may be gaps. I may not get all of them pre-recorded, but I will do my best, and that's why at the moment I'm pushing myself to get my videos done in fewer days rather than doing one every day. So you'll still get one a day, but I'm not recording every day, if that makes sense. Right, I think I'm just going to leave that one like it is. Bit of ink around it, and I think it'll be lovely. Right, another bag. Need to keep an eye on time too. We're going okay so far. Okie dokie, what's next? Let's go with this lovely berry one. Super bright and summery and very juicy looking, and it's got some butterflies as well. Cherries, yum, my favorite fruit, cherries. And we were given lots of cherries, and we're out of them now, but my yum, I enjoyed them while we had them. I enjoyed them lots. So good. Must have been a really good season, because normally they're very expensive, whereas this year they actually weren't so bad price wise. But fortunately we didn't have to buy any, which was super lovely. Certainly wouldn't have eaten as many as I did if we'd had to buy them, that's for sure. Right, what part do I want? Thinking I'll come in under these cherries. Come on, water. There we go. I find these water brushes work so much better if they're full. They can get a bit finickety when they're low on water. They either give it all or nothing. Come on. And down here. Right. So I'm only putting a little bit of napkin on this one, so we'll definitely probably want to add something else in the back. Or here's another idea. Where did I take that from? Do we want to like put a little bit up in that top corner? Why don't we do these strawberries? Just gonna try and get these strawberries out here. Actually works better doing it on my mat than on the paper. Not sure why that is. And now I've got a bit of napkin stuck to my finger, trying to get it off. There we go. Just gently. Don't want to do it too quickly or loosely, otherwise you'll just, despite the water, it can go wrong. You can tear it right where you didn't want to. No, it's not going to fit. I was hoping it would like sit up, but it's too big. That's all right. We'll save that for something else. Let's book page. Think about book page. How do we want to do this? Going to end up with some interesting shaped bits of book page, which is fine. I like that. Let's go with that. I like doing different compositions. It's far more interesting for me if I'm doing different layouts than just repeating the same thing over and over. I get bored with that. So I like to mix it up. And that's what takes time too, because I'm not just doing the same pattern of repetition, not just the same physical action, but I'm varying the layout every single time, because that's more interesting for me to do. Right, I didn't ink the book page, which is fine. Stuck to my finger. My fingers are gluey. Yep. One of the reasons I don't use glue stick on camera that often nowadays, but with this project I need to. I wouldn't do this with tacky glue. Sometimes I go in with tacky glue and get edges if I haven't got them. It's like, oh, I'll just go in with tacky glue, but really I think the glue stick is the best option between the two for this. You could do Mod Podge or PVA glue. 1-to-1 mix of PVA glue and water works really well. Somewhere I do have a jar that I've got made up of that combination. But nowadays, if I'm just gluing napkin on like this, I just use glue stick. And I learned this from the wonderful Gail Agostinelli, because this is how she does it, just with glue stick. And it does work really well. It's not a problem, because it's not getting wear and tear. You know, it's not like it's a coaster that you're going to sit a cup on and it's going to get damaged. It's going to sit in a journal and be protected between the pages. So it's perfectly adequate. Right, getting rid of this gluey page. I haven't got a wet wipe to wipe my fingers, so I'm just going to have to live with sticky fingers at the moment. Let's grab another bag. Are we going on time? Yep, we're okay. Right, let's use this one because it's just the one that I grabbed out of the pile. This is from Selena and it's super pretty. Isn't that lovely? And I love how I've got like 4 portions that are the same, so we can get a lot of use out of a single napkin. You get a lot of coverage depending on the size of what you're doing, of course. If you're working with a bigger surface, then you might use more of the napkin at once. But something like these little bags, thinking maybe going around this peachy flowers here. Do I want the border? Could be quite nice if I include the border. Just trying to visualize what it might look like. So I think I'm going to not put the butterfly in because we'd only have half of it. If I didn't have the border, we'd fit the whole butterfly, but then we'd damage this butterfly. So I think we'll go with the border and it will give it a different look again. So just lining it up there. I think I know where I need to go, so let's take away the bag. It's easier to see without the bag underneath actually. And I noticed this tip of this leaf here needs to come off. Right. I think maybe the difference, it works better on the mat, is because I can actually see it better. I can see the water working or not working. So there's a handy little tip for myself. Work out where you want to do it and then do it on your mat instead of your paper. Finding out new stuff all the time. I am learning as I go. Here we go. Taking care to fold everything up so it stays neat and usable, otherwise it's just going to get scrunched and gross. I don't think I'm going to put anything behind that one. I just think that's lovely as is. Is that going to be big enough? No, it's not, so we'll use this bit. And I'm going to have to cover most of the surface in glue stick. If I get it where I don't need it, it will dry. This one I'm going to have to line up quite carefully. So I think we'll do maybe 1 or 2 more, and then we'll look at decorating some because the glue should have hopefully dried on the first couple that we did. I'll do some decorating. There we go. That definitely needs to dry on the edge there. That glue, that's super pretty. Okay, let's grab another one. I keep burying them with my napkins. Right, grab another napkin. And this one was peeking out, so let's go with this one. This one's cool too. It's kind of like mirrored. Well, not kind of, it is. Sometimes I say the dumbest things, really. Right, I'm just going to pop the ones that I've used aside because they're starting to clutter up my work surface here. Right, that's better. Okay, now this is clear at the top, so I think we can just like do the whole segment, but do I want that whole design there, or do I want to bring it over? I think I'll just do part of it. So I'm going to go about there. I'm not going quite to the edge. Come on, water. Don't run out on me now. We're closing to the finishing line. And we need to go to about there. I think we'll be fine. It doesn't need to be precise. It's never precise really when you're working with napkin. Another way I sometimes do it is I put glue on and then stick the napkin on, and then I tear up to where the glue is. That can be quite effective too. Maybe I should do ones like that so you can see that method. Then you can give them both a go and see what you prefer. I'm wondering, so I did do it a bit short, so maybe I want to put a bit of text up the top. So I can just peek out like that. I think that will be fine. Tiny scraps of book page I'm creating. Okay, let's put that on first. I'm excited to get to doing some decorating now. It's like, yep, we've done a few of these. Now I'm ready to just start dressing them up a little bit. There we go, there's that. And well, that's got quite a cool border. Oh well, don't be precious. You've already glued on the other side. It's not going to be worth keeping now. Okay, so I need to go quite high on that book page. I don't think this straight top on the napkin is going to be very visible because it is just white. Now, where's my card gone? Oh, there. It's right beside me. Any closer and it would have bitten me. There we go. There's that one. Cool. I think I'm going to leave it there for the napkin. How many did we do? We did a few. Don't need the water pen anymore, the water brush. Bits of napkin and glue all over my fingers. It's very annoying. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5. We did 5 all ready to dress up. Let's see how many. I can still feel these ones are definitely still sticky. These ones aren't. So definitely starting with these first 2 that we did. My tea's getting cold. Right, while I have a wee think again, I'm just going to specifically ink around this one because I inked the edges on the elements. So I think it really needs, for visualization, needs to be inked all the way around. Otherwise it's like it's incomplete and it throws off my the aesthetic, not my aesthetic, but the aesthetic of the piece. It's kind of like it doesn't look right because some is inked and some isn't. Right, let's try and get in there. Actually, an easy way of doing that, I'm just going to grab a bit of my glue page here, one that's not glued on, fold it to fit the pocket, tuck it in there, and then I can get that edge nice and easy, no struggle. Here we go. And I might even do like a little bit, just take some of that white out there. Cool. Already it's looking better to me. Right, labels. Definitely want some labels, I think. So I'm thinking about going with Shabby Cottage Studio. I haven't pulled her labels out for... Oops, they're falling out, people. All the tiny little ones just fell out. They're not the ones I was going for. Oops, my phone's busy dinging. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. Silly me. Oh, I quite like the vertical label. Which way up? That way, I guess the text goes that way. What is a dragonfly one? You know what's bothering me a little bit is the heavy black border. Sometimes I do find that a little bit heavy. So I'm just going to trim it down to, there's a gap between the inside border and the outside border. So I'm going to trim it down to the edge of the outside border. So there's still that little peak of the label design on the edge before you get to the black border, which I think will help relieve some of the heaviness as well as removing the thicker part of the border. So I'm just going to cut it down, and that will also mean the ink will show better as well. Whoops, got a bit wayward there with my cutting, but it's not perfectly straight anyway. It has got like a bit of a wave to the design, just slightly. See, that feels better to me. It's not so, hate to use the word oppressive, but that's kind of how I felt. It was like just too heavy for what was going on here. Other places it's perfectly fine and really suits the look, but this just needed that lighter feel. In my eyes anyway. So don't be afraid to take a label that you've purchased and, whoops, how about up the right way might help, and, you know, alter it to suit. There's nothing to say you can't. And then it's a digital, so you can always reprint the original again. Right, I like that. Feel like I need something else. What have I got in my little bin here? I've got some die cuts, some flowers and bits and pieces. Kind of looking for inspiration. Okay, sometimes I don't even know what I've got. Oops, little hand painted little watercolor. No, it doesn't suit. I've got some of these charcoal. Nope. There's a lot of nope going on here. Pink, definitely no. That just did not work at all. How about a bigger flower? Maybe I need to actually rethink my label choice. Maybe I need to go like horizontal and have the flower coming out of it. I like that better, but again, this time I'm going to go right inside. I'm going to cut the border off completely because it's a bit blurry between the two borders, and I think it's just going to look better if I cut the border off entirely. It's probably my husband sending me messages, because normally I'd be finished recording by this time of the day, but no, I'm doing video number 3, and then I pop the leaf hanging over the label there. I like that. That's making me happy. So give this some ink. So Oh, we're not doing too bad on time, but we might only get a couple decorated because it is getting quite close to hubby coming home. Like, he will be finishing work in 4 minutes and then he'll be home in half an hour after that. And I've got, you know, dinner to cook and all that sort of jazz. Right, I'm going to glue the bottom stem here because that's going to go under the label. And then the bottom of the leaf because that's going to sit over top of the label. Actually, I probably didn't need to do the leaf yet, but never mind. So I'm going to stick that like that. Oops! Delicate operations. Which way round am I doing it? That way. Yeah. Back to front with care. Right. Perhaps if I push it on so it actually sticks would be a good idea. Just so I get everything in the right place. A little bit fiddly doing die cuts, isn't it? Where to glue it. So fine, fiddly. Reality is you don't have to get all the points, just got to get enough so that it holds it in place and doesn't catch on things. Right, and the label. And a wee bit under the stem there. Because I did the wrong side of the stem when I did that. Put the glue on. It's all good. Flower is not straight, but that's okay. Flowers, especially sunflowers, because they're so tall, often don't stand completely straight up and down. Between the wind and the weight of the flower heads and all that stuff, they actually seldom straight up and down. So I'm good with that. I'm just going to check my phone, make sure it's nothing important. I'm sure it's not, but excuse me for one moment. Oh, it's a group message. Ah, cool. It's just a friend saying that she's dropped some food in our letterbox for us, so that's very, very kind. Very kind. So no panic. Right, there we go. That's that one done. I'll bring it back and show them when we're done. Oops. It hasn't dried on the back there, but that's all right. Right, what do I want to do with this one? It kind of crying for something up here, isn't it? Well, not crying, but, you know, needing. I don't think anything in my bin there will work. So let's look at labels. Do we want a nice big oval label? Might be quite nice. These are from Printables by MartiJo. These Apoethecary labels. Or, this isn't so big, but I'm gonna, smaller, and this is from Artsology. I think it's actually supposed to go that way. Doesn't, you could actually use it either way. I kind of like that. Which one do I like better? No, I'm going to go with that one. So Printables by MartiJo. Hopefully I'll remember who I need to link in the, or mention in the description box. I will try to remember everybody that I've mentioned, or specifically the ones that I'm using. Maybe not the ones that I've showed but don't use, but the ones I actually do use. Try and remember. Actually, I might use tacky glue for this. I'm not in love with sticky fingers, and my fingers are already quite sticky. So, in the hot weather we've been having, a wet wipe doesn't stay wet very long, which is quite annoying. I think it's annoying anyway. Small things annoy me, like having grubby fingers annoys me. Having stuff stuck on them annoys me. You know, I'm just like, I like my fingers to feel nice. Maybe I'm in the wrong occupation being a crafter, but it's so much fun. Right, do I want anything else there? I'm wondering about a butterfly. So I would tell you where these butterflies came from, but she no longer has them in her Etsy shop, so probably not a lot of point. It's a bit random having a butterfly with some sailboats, but I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. I think if I like the look, I'm going to go with it. It's just a matter of finding the right colour and the right size. Not that one. That's probably my least favourite so far for me, for the colour palette. No. Got a blue one. Blue one or this white? It's slightly pink actually. It's very subtly pink. I think I like that one. First one I pulled out, I should have just gone with it. Let's give it a little ink up, just a whoops, don't bend the body. And glue the butterfly on, and then I think I will call it a video and be quite happy with myself that I achieved 3 videos today. That's pretty good going. 2 of them still need to be uploaded because, you know, I've got to wait in between to upload, but that's okay. Recording is the biggest part of the you know, for me, I have to be present, don't I? I've got to be present, whereas the uploading, I can set it to go and then just leave it to do its thing. Right, I just didn't quite get the abdomen glued down there. Doesn't want to stick. So, bit of extra glue. You will stick. Yeah, you're not going anywhere now, are you? Nope, you're not flying away on me. Right, so there we have, and I will ink around that one as well. I do believe I will do that. So we've got 2 bags that we finished up, fully decorated. Oops, if I can hold on to it. Ready to go into a journal and have a cool journal card or something tucked in them. And then we've got these other 3, which I think feel pretty dry now, ready to decorate up as well. So there we go. There's the project for today, decorating up some little paper bags with paper napkins, or serviettes as we call them here in New Zealand. Thanks for joining me, my friends. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, because I believe that's what's next. I have no idea what day this video is going up, so I could be completely all out of tune. But anyway, still, no matter how far away it is, have an awesome weekend, my friends, and forgive me my utter craziness. 3 videos, woohoo, gotta celebrate the wins. Okay guys, we'll catch you again soon. Bye.